It's recording.
All right. My name's TJ,
My name's Trojan, aka TJ.
and this is the Infection 19 podcast. It's theme song right there. I'm going to edit that in. Anyway.
It's too much daylight. I can't flick my light on and off.
Oh, it's just unreal how much daylight there is lately. You just
Oh, I can do that. Blah, 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 blah.
Bro, this is great content already. What you been doing? What have you been doing with yourself for the last week? Because I've been finding it quite hard to find things to do, to be honest, while I'm saving the planet from this virus.
Yeah, well, who knew? You know, we're all heroes. We're all heroes if we just sit on our asses and don't do much.
I seen this video. It was like a doctor. Oh, and she was saying, "Thank you for calling us the front line, but actually, we're like the last line of defense.
Yeah.
You guys are the heroes.
You guys are the front line." It was like a really inspirational pep talk.
It's a great way to get people to talk, but to stay home, I should say. But one of my bros was saying, because I was jamming the game with him last night, and because he's an essential worker, and he was saying that every time he goes out,
shout out to you, bro.
Shout out to essential workers. I'm sure he doesn't mind me sharing the story, but he was going out to drive, and he said there's way more people out on the streets than there normally is when he's like going to work normally. And he's like, sure. Like people who never run in their lives are going running. Like, come on, people.
Boredom's a good. Boredom's a good motivator.
Like, seriously, you weren't running before this. Like, why are you running now? Just stay home, okay?
Yeah, that's why I posted that photo of my Instagram saying that, on my Facebook, on my Instagram, it's a slightly different caption, but that's what I was saying. I was doing work. I was doing walks before they were cool, And it's because that's how I feel. Like my walking buddy, even when I had a conversation with him, I just said it's unreal because now I see every Tom, Dick, and Harry's out here. It's like, where the hell were you when you had the option?
Yeah, where were you when it was a free choice?
Yeah, it's like you're invading my space now. We're supposed to be 2 meters apart, but in some areas it's unavoidable. And now you're all up on my grill.
And I'm sure I straight swear they're closer than 2 meters. If this coronavirus gets worse, we know why. Okay, it's these people pretending they're going for runs.
Yeah, Come on. For sure. And then on top of that, I'm surprised at how many people own a bike.
Do they really own it? Do they?
Yeah, I bet. Hey, I got to admit, and this ain't no offense to no one, but some of y'all look like that you haven't been riding that bike for a wee while.
That's a newly acquired bike.
Yeah. You just thought, okay, well now I can't do anything. I'm gonna dust it off. I don't know. Maybe
go borrow somebody's bike for a long time. Hey.
Well, there's that sad dude who went around stealing those teddy bears, that people put in their windows. A teddy bear.
I don't even know anymore.
People going crazy.
I've lost faith in humanity.
If you're stealing teddy bears, bruh.
He's got some sick kind of... Let's not go there, eh? Let's not go there. The Tama Freakies are watching this. They don't need to hear these.
Yes.
Things. That's probably what that guy's going after, though, is the Tama Freakies, if you know what I mean.
Oh. Well, there's that bishop in Perth. I think it's in Perth. Oh. That Powell dude or whatever, and he got let off. He got let off on he's been accused of child molestation and stuff and sexual abuse on children and whatever, and he got to, the evidence was pretty damning or something. He pulled an OJ.
Was he white? I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Well, he wasn't black.
Just saying.
His pigmentation of his skin was not of a darker
Was
complexion.
not of the darker persuasion.
Well, he was.
That's why he got
looked like he looked like he had very well educated and very nice.
Nice pale skin. Michael Jackson's second period in his life.
yeah.
It don't matter if you're black or white.
Yes, it does, Mike. Yes, it does.
It does matter. Because most of your Hey, that's an interesting conversation. Most of his number ones was when he had white skin. I'm just saying. Okay? You can Google that, maybe. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
Well, when he had the most amount of money was when he had white skin as well.
I'm just saying. Okay? I'm not trying to make any claims, but white Michael Jackson, a little bit more successful than black Michael Jackson. Okay? Just saying. Now you know why he wanted to change his skin. Oh, I mean, it was a disease.
Well, in a way, it was kind of like him flexing a little bit, I reckon, with him getting the whole skin done, because not everyone can afford that. And it must have cost him a fortune to keep his skin like that. Could you imagine him actually saying that? It's okay, just put it on my bill.
No, because
could you
trying to bleach my skin?
Yeah, you see that one where where he takes in that documentarian who's documenting him, and they end up in one the Las Vegas retail stores or whatever, and he wants to show him what he's bought, but as he's going through there, he's purchasing more stuff as he just goes through.
Oh wow!
And he's just still buying stuff, but he's also showing them what he's bought there. And this stuff ain't cheap. This is thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, reaching into the $1 million range kind of thing.
That's absurd wealth. But
the way he's flexing isn't like how you would kind of usually have a baller kind of flexing. You kind of just have the normal rich guy who's just flexing as well. It's just I want to get that. I want to get this. I want to get that. Give me some of that. But with Michael, it's just an innocent child at play.
Oh, I'd like some of that.
Yeah. Excuse me, can we have this? We don't have this. I want that.
Can I have some of that white skin? Thank you. Now it feels so equal.
Yeah. And it was the thing with when he purchased the Beatles catalog.
Bro, that's insane.
And Paul McCartney is his friend. I mean, they did The Girl Is Mine together. But then, you imagine what it would have been like to be basically told by Michael Jackson, I'm buying your catalog, and if you're Paul McCartney, it's just oh, that's, hey, Michael, that's mine, kind of thing. I can't do a Paul McCartney impression, but then, Michael just go, oh, that's his business.
Just pretend it's Moldy McCartney. Oh, bear, that's mine now. I'll show you what's yours, boy. It's Michael Jackson. Give me your songs. Give me your words. They're mine now.
Yeah.
One else.
Yeah, the one.
You can't challenge me. I'm white too now. Yeah. Anyway, no disrespect to white people, because can't you see my skin? It's partly white.
I can't really claim the skin factor, but I do have heritage. Have heritage.
Oh, I've got heritage too. Nah, but
we all really just descend from everywhere and anywhere, really.
Nah, but I'm mostly African.
Well, didn't it all begin in Africa? It began in Africa.
That's why I'm allowed to. Oh man. Anyway, that reminds me of that. I can't remember which celebrity it was, but she was going around claiming that I'm also black because I have African heritage, but she was white as, and her argument was she descended back to Africa. She her descendants came from Africa, everyone else's did. Which begs the question: what makes you African?
Well, what makes you African?
What makes you anything?
Yeah, what makes you Kiwi?
Yeah.
It's because I remember when I was living in Aussie, and I was working with someone, and he's like Indian, like he's Indian.
Yeah.
And he even admits that he has Indian in him and whatever, and he's got like the whole Indian accent. But when he met me, he goes, "Oh yeah, I'm also Kiwi," and I was like, "Oh okay, cool." And I just say, "Cool, man,"
Yeah.
whatever. You're pretty much raised here. It's like Israel Adesanya, for example.
Yeah.
Like he may be born in Nigeria, but he was raised here
was
most
raised
of his life.
And partying in Kotu.
Yeah.
Just letting you people know. Shout out to Izzy.
Shout out to Izzy's. And I didn't actually realize that was Izzy. Well, Izzy was because I knew him.
No, don't say it. Don't say it.
I won't say it. But we know him as someone else, or just as by a different name. And I didn't realize it was the same guy until I actually read his profile. Because they said he was from New Zealand, and then he was like from Rotorua, and I was like, Rotorua, and I was like, he's the same age as me. I should know who he is.
One African dude I know from Rotorua.
Yeah.
But
and it wasn't until you said that his name was, won't say it, but then I was like, oh, that makes total sense. And I was like, yes, now I know who we're talking about.
Yeah.
Total shock. I didn't even know the bro fought. Like,
he didn't. So I saw him like before he even became the UFC fighter. Like I saw his footage online when he was kickboxing.
Yeah.
And he apparently came to the game quite late. And then I added him on. I had another Facebook profile. They got deleted for copyright reasons. Long story. We won't get into that one. Anyway, we were friends on there. And then I was like, bro, are you the bro? Said the name that we used to know him as. And he goes, oh, don't call me that anymore. That's why I'm saying,
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I remember you telling me that he doesn't go by that alias anymore, and like he just
must be personal reasons. I don't know. I don't want to ask him.
Totally respect that. Like, especially if he is a UFC champion, because I ain't, and it means that he probably kicked my ass.
Yeah, hard. But I just had to confirm it was the same dude we thought it was, and it was. Yeah. And I was like, I'm actually pretty stoked at that guy, like how far he's come.
Yeah, for sure.
And
I mean, he's that's like one of those dark horses that came from like the back of the pack to win the race. Like,
bro,
it was like, dude, like,
even though he was in the race.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, like I was just like, that totally came out of left field.
I remember though he was a mean dancer. There was a group of them.
Oh yeah.
And
I remember like when he would play like basketball every now and again.
Yeah.
Like be dancing on the sideline or whatever.
Him. I don't know if you remember Sonny Bishop.
Yeah, I remember Sonny.
Dawadi.
Yeah.
There was a few of
Dawadi. Jeez.
They all could.
Whatever happened to that guy?
Bro, apparently he bulked up and got muscly as. Dumb man.
True.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's funny what we remember from school, eh? But anyway, it was all those people and a whole bunch. And Jesse, I don't know if you remember Jesse.
Yeah, vaguely.
Yeah. But they were all like dancers / ballers. Bro, back in the Bebo days when everyone had their scucks haircuts with the bleach blonde, bro.
Yeah, the blonde on.
Anyway, I don't know how the conversation got to this, but it came from the whole how can you claim?
How can you claim that you're Kiwi
or claim anything?
Like, claim anything that you are. Like what qualifies it?
Yeah, because I've been like internalizing some things lately. Like from Cook Island as well, as people are starting to know. But
yeah, for sure.
It's weird because I never grew up there. I don't know the language. I kind of only know vaguely, like a little bit. But some people would claim that I'm like Cook Island because of my whakapapa. But then there are some people that I know that have no Cook Island in them whatsoever, but they were brought up there. They live in Rarotonga, live there most of their life, speak the language. You know what I mean? And then it's like,
yeah, well,
who's more Cook Island, me or them?
Well, like you kind of have those ones, especially like when you get on some kind of platform.
Yeah.
Or something, and you get onto a platform or something, then everyone like starts to claim that you're their relative.
I already get that, bro. Bro, you get that,
You know what I mean? Like it happens. I've seen it happen so much to friends of mine. Like
bro.
just all of a sudden, all these people who like they just got cousins everywhere.
Oh,
Like
shout outs to the bro hoodie who's the partner in crime. But yeah, now we found out we got a whole bunch of new cousins and aunties and uncles. I'm like, where were you? Where were you on day one?
yeah,
I don't know. Now you want it? Like they think like they think we're rich or something. I'm like, bro, don't come around here thinking I'm all that.
Yeah. And it's that warning that I give to like younger ones and stuff is that like I'm not someone who's on a platform, but I know people who are on platforms. And the weirdest thing that you ever see, especially if you see it from the start, is that how their world changes once they get to the platform.
Yeah.
And then like once they're on their platform, then all of a sudden it's just like everyone knows them and like everyone wants to be with them.
Crazy,
and it
man.
can really start to screw up in here. And like, you know, you really got to keep yourself try to keep yourself on the planet Earth as much as you can.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know,
my bank account keeps me on planet Earth. So. My following's up there. My account was
yeah. It's
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
It can get to your head, and some people only got like 100 followers, and they're like, "Oh, look."
Yeah, I cracked it. I'm the man.
Cracked it. And they're
Look
like,
at this, you know.
Just hey, mum, quit your job. I got you, eh? I got 500 views on Facebook.
Yeah.
I got you. Actually, yeah. So for those of you who are like Trojan Circle and don't know who I am, I had a couple of viral videos, and one of them reached 1 point something million on YouTube and still going. I know, right? But like, here's the weird thing: my life didn't dramatically change.
I can vouch for that. Like
the only thing that really changed.
You see that couch in the back of his video? You see that couch?
That's a hand-me-down. That's where he sleeps. The green one. That's a hand-me-down couch. Shout outs to Nan. Cheer for that.
Yeah, it's not comfortable to sleep on. Like you literally have to take the pillows off and put it on the ground to sleep on it, and that's where I sleep when I go over there.
I'd offer him my bed, but it's just the same. It's just as uncomfortable. Anyway, what has changed is like people who follow me, their reactions, and they're like, I don't know, people. I don't know, put you on a pedestal, eh? That you don't feel.
Yeah.
Your life doesn't reflect what their reactions are to you. I'm grateful for it, but it's like weird.
Yeah, and like you know, like that's why I don't try to aim for fame. I try to aim for success.
Yeah.
You know, because being successful and being famous aren't the same thing. Like, you can be famous, but you can be famous for all the wrong reasons too. Look at O.J. Simpson. Like, you know, even though he was he was a football player.
Shout out to OJ.
Shout out to OJ. And like he's like a football player, and he was like a really great one. And, you know, he was someone who was really, really good at playing football. What he's more known for is, you know, fitting on ill-fitted gloves and trying to.
What he's known for is he's known for is not being guilty. Okay, so
yeah,
let's keep it at that.
You know, Charles Manson, another one who's
super famous
person, known around the world, but he's known for doing something that was a real arsehole thing to do. So
I think though, people like him, because for him that might have been success. For Charles Manson,
oh yeah.
So it's like
I guess the media doesn't help when they put him on that pedestal.
Nah, so actually.
Because then it's kind of him achieving his goal.
Yeah, I reckon he achieved his goal, but you know, that is what it is.
Yeah.
Shout out to Charles Manson.
Shout out to Charles Manson. But he's, you know, famous and success aren't the same thing.
Nah, they're not.
You know,
they're not.
So that's why I'd always try to aim for to be successful at something rather than try to be famous for anything.
It does come with benefits though, I won't lie. You get a lot of free stuff. A lot of free food. That's pretty cool. it's actually like I'll be real. People like the amount of times people have wanted to like start GoFundMe pages for us and just like to fund our gears, and like the amount of times I've wanted to like take that up, but like ethically and morally I can't, but I really want to. So yeah, it's those things because you got to think of like the consequences of your actions too, and like how you're going to be viewed in the long term. And then if I crack it even bigger, people are going to be like, "Oh, remember that time when he leached off his audience?" So these are the things I think of, Fano. These are confessions. This is turning from a podcast to confessions. What the heck?
Slight therapeutic.
What's going on with me? What's going on is 2 weeks of isolation, Fano. Okay.
2 weeks. We're halfway.
Oh, are we halfway? We're about to find out on Thursday if we're halfway or if they're going to extend it.
Yeah. I'm slightly confident that they'll let it, they'll at least let us go down to level 3. But, what does that mean? I'm not too sure.
Even level 3, we can't do gigs at level 3. Remember?
Well, you might not be able to, but I could.
Snap.
It just means that I don't play to as many people, which I don't anyway.
To the 10 people who want to watch us. Haramai kaite. Haramai.
But you got to look at it as the positives, because I did think about that. I was just like, because with the release of Color Me, like, we're postponing that, and I was like, well, even if we're in a level 2, maybe a level 3, but definitely at a level 2, I was like, we could still do the gig, especially where we're having it, which is level 13. Shout out to level 13 theme rooms and costume hire. Shout out to Deb and Jeff.
Cheer to them.
Yeah, like that. It's not a big venue, so it's still with under the threshold. But I don't know. The government might change the rules again, and then we might get the cold air.
It's going to be another extra 4 weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. There's some people in my family are like, "Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't mind another 4 weeks." I was like, cheer to them. But yeah, the environmental effects of the lockdown around the world. Like, I was reading an article this morning about how in Punjab, like the state of Punjab, because it's close to the Himalayas.
You can see the Himalayan mountains. Yeah, I didn't actually realize how they're close to.
Yeah, well, I can't believe how polluted they were that they couldn't even see the big mongas that were right there.
And legit sense, like, put this into context. And I guess even for yourself, you would line up to this. But I'm 30, you're 29, about to be 30.
Don't remind me.
So in our lifetime, that has never happened.
Bro, I was talking about this with my cousin who's in my bubble. Shout outs to my cousin. But we were talking about like our generation. We always talk about like we want to clean up the environment and the lakes. You know what I mean?
Now we're here.
But here's the thing. We've actually, in our lifetime, have never seen that. Like, we don't even know what clean looks like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
well, a place without smog, like, China and...
We can't imagine that. Like, LA. I can't imagine a Lake Rotorua that you can swim in, but apparently that was a real thing.
But that is another thing. Since you brought that up, like, don't go swimming in Lake Rotorua.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, I don't care. Like,
no.
I've got family who on the other side of the lake, like on the Hamirana side or something, they'll go for a swim in the lake. And I'm like, nah, man. I'm like, nah. I'm like, this is a lake. No. Like,
bro, you know what?
Like, you don't swim on that. You don't swim on that side, like around the lakefront. You don't swim there because it's just sewered out and whatnot. So you don't come across to the other side of it. Yeah.
Does it? It might look clean.
Yeah, and I know that there are times like at certain places, like at the Hannah's Bay one, where it says you can swim, but just because the sign says you can doesn't mean that you should. Like,
but it's making me realize, like, the world's way more paru than we realize. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Especially, I've just I can't wait to see what the effects of the seafood's going to be like. There's going to be heaps of it. 4 weeks.
That's what you really want.
Oh, bro, of course. Well, actually, what I really want is 11 herbs and spices. I'm going down to the supermarket. I'm going to go make me some homemade KFC. I know it's not the same. And for all the whānau, they think, oh, my KFC. No, it isn't. Your KFC. Stop lying. Okay?
Yeah. Because you're trying to make yourself feel better. It doesn't taste the same. It never does. It's just like if I was to make my own burger.
It tastes nice, but it's not the same. Here's the reason why. I'm going to tell you the secret. MSG. Go buy it. Add it to your chicken. Trust me, it'll taste the same after that. That's what you're missing. And you're going, oh, that's so unhealthy. No one's getting KFC for health. Just add the MSG.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. KFC is not like, oh, yeah, well, I'm doing things healthy. No. Every time you have KFC, you ain't doing it healthy. Like, there ain't no way that you can do that healthy. It's like trying to go to McDonald's and then try to have a vegetable burger and saying, yep, I am on the clean eating diet. You shouldn't be doing that anyway, because legit, why would you even go to a place like that and have a vegetable burger? Like, I've always said that I don't care. I don't care if you're out there and you're just like, I totally disagree with you. That's fine. You can disagree with me, but I just believe that you should never, ever go to anywhere like a takeaway outlet and then go and get something that's vegetarian. Like,
nah, unless you genuinely like the vegetarian options. Like, it's just like it's a preference. Like, oh, I actually like the taste of this.
Yeah, but if you're just going in there just to go like, oh man, I'm still trying to eat healthy, but I can't keep away, then bruh, just mac out. Like,
just eat a Big Mac.
Just have a Big Mac, dude, and just
get out of McDonald's. One or the other. Don't. No halfway options, eh?
Yeah, exactly. You shouldn't. Yeah, like why why do you go half the mile when you may as well just go the full mile? It's just like, if I go in there, I'm going to get me an ice cream as well. Yeah, you bet on that. Like,
well, that's if
I'm
their
already
machine's
here.
Not broken, but yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, monosodium glutamate. Okay, whānau, that's the secret. The other secret is KFC continuously leave the oil in there all day. It adds
is that
to
hygienic?
The flavor. Hell no. But you've been in a KFC. Does it look hygienic?
Yeah, that's true.
Hell no. We're not there for hygiene. We're not there to feel good. You eat some damn chicken. Anyway, the point is, you need like kind of chicken, like grease that's got like hidden from the last lot.
Yeah. So yeah, you need. So you're saying that you need like the fat that's been in there pretty much the whole day.
Yes.
And then absolutely disgusting.
Why do you think fresh KFC doesn't taste as good? It tastes clean. It just doesn't taste as good because they've changed the oil. Okay. Why is the afternoon better than the morning?
Well, I can see your point, because it's like, even like when you make like a roast, like any kind of roast, and then you use like the meat juice as some of the gravy.
Best.
So
that is flavor. I'm very passionate about this.
You better be careful. He's going to break out in sweats soon.
Eat sweats. But I'm finna make me some fried chicken though, because I do like fried chicken in general. But you can't. Don't at me with this KFC. Your KFC is not as good.
Yeah. Well, as we had a conversation between ourselves of like, we should do a reaction to making our own home style KFC. But
for me, it's just been about not being scared to go to the supermarket. I'm just gonna be honest. I feel like I know the bro can do it, but I just want to, because I want to get out the house, but I also don't want to go to the supermarket. Like, no coronavirus for me. Not today, mate.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of just afraid of letting myself down.
Just eating
because, my anticipation of it would just be like, I'm expecting KFC, and like, I know I just won't hit it. Like,
do you know what's a more realistic expectation? Is bakery chicken. Okay?
Yeah.
If you can make,
for sure.
And let's lower our standards, and let's make bakery chicken. But you still need MSG for that. I'm just letting you know. MSG is the secret to everything. So just put all your herb, but expect bakery level chicken, and you'll be happy.
Salt and pepper. Go hard on the salt and pepper.
Hard on the salt, hard on the pepper, hard on the monosodium glutamate, and mate, you're on.
Yeah, here comes diabetes.
Oh, all of it. But like I said, we ain't eating fried chicken to be healthy.
Yeah, we're just being straight up here. Is that no, this isn't going to set you on the Jenny Craig diet. You know, it's gonna
Jenny
meet the
Craig
sister.
Can get stuff, mate. You know,
Yeah.
only JC around here we need is Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Not Jenny Craig, mate.
Well, yeah, so so yeah, it ain't slim fast. It's more like fat fast, you know.
Yeah. But that's probably the first place I'm going to when this is over.
I actually had a small conversation with the bro this morning because he's wanting to smack a bit of the McD's. But I said to him, I'm going to take another extra week just because I got a feeling that everyone is just going to smash the takeaways. So I want to take another week before I try to venture into.
Nah, gee, I can't wait. I'll wait in that line if I have to. Stuff. I'll be like, oh, we've got no more chicken. Oh, well, start killing the chickens then. Hurry up.
Yeah.
I'll wait.
Oh wait, we're good. We're
good, bro. Straight up, G. You know it's funny too because I've actually gone long periods without KFC, like 6 months, a year, and like the reason is because like I just don't. I think it's when you have the option, you don't feel the need to have it unless you really want it. But like when it gets taken away from you, you're like, oh, I feel like
yeah. Yeah, isn't that right, walkers? Like, isn't that right, bike riders?
Yes, walkers. Okay, sit in your home. Well,
yeah,
you did nothing anyway. Okay, you did nothing at work. You're an office worker. You sit on your backside like me.
Yeah.
Okay. The only run you go to is to your car when it's raining. Don't lie. Stay at home.
Well, you know,
save the world.
Stay at home. When you hear the cookies are done in the oven, you know.
Ooh. Bro, those are the crack-up conversations like I'm having with my mates on the games. Be like, oh, yeah, no, I'm just finished making, I just got to go check my roast. And I'm like, these fellas never cook, ever.
Well, yeah, I only get the chance to cook maybe once in a while just because I'm always out. And so I don't really get a good... unless I'm like kind of on holiday, which is only ever like once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
That I actually get time to properly make myself something to eat. So that's why you're seeing all these photos of my food.
Bro, your food's mean, G. The pork belly. Bro, that was on.
Oh, that pork belly. Bro, that crackling too. Shout out Gordon Ramsay.
Did you get it? Did you get a crackling?
I got that crackle. I got that crackle, and then it's really good because then you get like the hard crunch of the crackle. But then it mounts just right underneath that. Like,
yeah.
It just kind of just tenderly falls away as you're biting into it. That's on.
And then it's just like the cracklings like does what it does, and then like the nice part is the meat, not the meat or the bit in between the crackling and the meat.
In between the crackle and that meat, and it's just that tender piece of fat. You know, it just mounts like butter.
All three together. Bro, it's over,
dude.
Bro,
I happily scoff that, and you know, future house husband in training, still single.
Guys, if you are looking for a man, well, not guys,
write songs.
Women. Well, you know, guys, shoot your shot. You never know, but all the ladies out there. If you're looking for a nice young single man, but not too young.
Go ahead, TJ up.
No, thank you.
Make a mean KFC.
Oh, how you gonna shout me KFC, girl? I'll tell you. Go give me a feet, girl. But anyway, head up Trojan on the DMs.
Jeez.
All he
On
do.
the
Slide in his
DMs.
DMs, shoot your shot.
Slide into the DMs.
He might cut you down, but you never know.
Well, I'll put this one out there. If you're able to write me a song, I want someone to write me a song. No one's ever written me a song. So if you can write me a song, I'll give you some serious comments.
Watch out, Al. What if it's like an ex from a person who doesn't like you? She's like, he sucks. No.
Oh yeah, I haven't actually come across any of those songs yet. But
yeah, at least you don't have a hater song.
Yeah, they might exist.
Imagine that, your haters writing songs about you.
Dude, I don't even know what I've done wrong. I don't have that many haters. I'd like to think I don't, but I probably do. I probably have more than what I realize.
That's the other thing when you have a platform, you just develop haters who are like,
yeah,
like, what did I do?
Crazy.
What did I even do?
Yeah, it's crazy, ain't it? Like you kind of have either one extreme or the other once you get to a certain point.
Yeah.
Like you either have someone who really likes what you do, or you just have someone who just really dislikes what you do, and the space in between just becomes further and further apart.
I think too, like as you get a bigger platform, because like I've talked to some people with like huge platforms, and they said a good sign of success is you have even more haters, and they're like much more. They're almost like dedicated haters. Like they
go out of their way.
They go out of their way to hate you.
Screw your day up.
They make fake accounts. You know, you block that account, they'll make another one.
Yep.
And they just go at it. And then you're like, what is their deal? I don't know, man. But that's actually a sign of success. So when you get haters, welcome to the club. You've made it.
I mean, it's what I said. My platform is nowhere near as big as yours, but you know,
I don't know though. You've got a pretty big network. I will say that.
It's just annoying. Like if I get one dislike on like a YouTube video, then I'm just like, what?
Like I remember when it was just me, and I was like uploading these cover videos of me playing guitar, and I'd get like 100 views and 6 dislikes, and I'm like, oh my gosh. You know what I mean? Like 100 views, 6 dislikes. That's actually, and I've got like 10 likes. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that's a big percentage with the dislike. So I don't know. You just have to get over yourself, I suppose.
Yeah, you just got to get on with it. I mean, not everyone's going to like your work, so you know. You just got to kind of just go, well, you know, and just it's hard though. I think it's just innate human instinct is to just look at the one that didn't like it and then just go, why didn't you like it? You know,
why didn't you like it? Why? Is it because I suck? No.
Yeah.
Is it because my life is meaningless?
Yeah.
Honestly,
it's probably it probably is a little bit of probably a little bit of that. You know, you do suck, like
a little bit.
You know.
But like, then, you know what's funny though is you can have like 1,000 people write lovely messages about how you've changed their life and made their day, and their kid listen to you while they're dying of cancer. All these like nice messages, and then you get one hater saying, "Yeah, you guys are flat."
Yeah,
you're just like suddenly those 1,000 comments just like mean absolutely nothing because you're like, "Oh, they're probably they're all lying to me."
Yeah.
Obviously, this guy hears the truth.
Yeah. Well, I think because in a way, like it's hard to tell, like it's hard to tell someone like real straight up when they suck.
Right.
So then, you know, like we kind of put more emphasis on that. Like, you know, just like, oh, see, he was right. And because especially in music, like you kind of, I remember Billy Corgan saying like you're kind of treated in this industry as if like you're nothing, like you're nothing special and you're a dime a dozen kind of a thing. But then he goes, but then when you're someone like Billy Corgan, because he goes, you know, I'm like a needle in a haystack though, and he goes, it took me a while to understand that, like I am a special human being, and like and yeah, but like, the music industry is like this whole thing of like, no, you're nothing, you're nothing special, and then so like we kind of believe that for a bit,
Yeah. And there's a certain positive aspect to that too. Like, it's a hard balance, because you don't want to, because you are special and unique, but there's a part of you that has to be like, but there's also 1,000 other people who can do it better than you. And so it's that balance of like being proud of yourself, but then like realizing
not being
you're not all that. But
not being too arrogant.
There's something in the middle way.
Yeah.
Because either way is bad, but somewhere in the middle, that's where you want to be. And honestly, I still don't have the balance sometimes. So at the moment, I'm skewed more to the you're not all that. And I think YouTube doesn't help, because there's like, you're just like, oh, yeah, I just done this mean thing. And then you see someone on YouTube and you're like, I quit. By the way, for those of you who are fans of TJ and Hoodie, I'm speaking purely for myself. Hoodie has his own views. So, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Like, they think we speak for each other.
Well, you guys go hand in hand, like literally.
It does, but it's like, bro, I don't speak for him. He's his own person, and vice versa. So, but yeah.
Yeah, like I would hate, because I don't consider myself anywhere near an advanced musician. Like, I think of myself more as an intermediate musician, and when I'll like do something and I finally got it, and I'll be just like, I finally cracked it. But then you go onto YouTube and then you see like this 8-year-old who's doing like what you did in like 2 minutes.
Little Ling practicing 40 hours a day.
Like that's a real big punch. Like,
hey, 6 years old, only picked up guitar yesterday. Like, what the?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. I mean, like, even some of my students, like when they learn stuff from me, and then like they'll be like, oh yeah, but I learned this also.
Bro.
I just feel like just throwing my guitar away and just going, you know what, you don't need me. Like,
it's funny too, because like when I was a kid, and I used to like, I'm pretty sure you remember I was like blasting Satriani licks when I was like 14, 15.
Yeah, for sure. Hold on. Now, this is the other thing I want to bring this out now, is that I've been knowing this bro since high school, and like, for sure, Satriani, shredder, just absolute shredder. Get it done. The thing is that the thing that really cracks him, ka-ching, 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 ka-ching. So the thing that cracks me up the most about it is that people don't actually understand that you can actually play, like actual play. Like,
yeah, I don't like to bring it up that I can play now. It's almost embarrassing. Like, oh, but anyway, I was busting out these Satch licks, and I remember like, especially the first Blues Club jam. You remember the Blues Club? It used to be at the Belgian bar, though.
That's still going. Like,
that's not the same.
First time I played there again was like sometime last year, and I played once, and that was when it was at Casablanca, and that was just really just off a mate of a few mates. So, this would have been 2 years ago now. With the Dreamgirls cast, and like they were just like, we just want to have a jam. So then they just kind of got the musos and the cast to come together, and then we just had a jam. We just had a jam that night. Dreamgirls. Man, I Want You Baby, that's a cool song. But we played, and then it's not what I remembered it, but it was like, I don't know, I've been away for 10 years, so
yeah. But anyway, I remember I jammed at the Blues Club, and these like old fellas just looked at me like this, like, that, this kid. And then now that I'm the adult and I'm seeing these kids do it. I'm doing that now. Like I'm the one going,
yeah.
and I'm like, I finally get why they looked at me like that. I was like,
yeah.
so in one sense it's good because kids should be getting better than us.
Yeah.
But in another, it's like, oh.
Yeah, I think what we need to like kind of encourage more is not to say like, oh yeah, you're still young. No, get it now. Like get it now. Like get it now. Like
because that's because you're still young. You should get it now. Don't waste time.
I think it's something of, well, I would say Rotorua culture. It's like, oh yeah, you're still young, you can get it tomorrow. It's like, no, you should get it today. Get it today. Get it done. Like
just get it done.
Yeah, whereas you end up on this side of the fence and you end up looking back and going like, I should have got it then. Like
bro, so I have so many things. People say, oh, I don't have any regrets that led me to the no, bro, I have heaps of regrets. Yeah. Like things I should have just taken, opportunities I should have, but I didn't. And like I'm happy. It doesn't mean I'm not happy with my life. Like I am stoked with where I am in life. But there's a lot of things I should have done. And I think the attitude of like, oh, it's all right to make mistakes when you're young. Yeah, it's, you make mistakes, but like, get it. The mistake should be from you trying to get it rather than you not trying to get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then a mistake only really becomes a mistake if you don't learn from it.
Exactly.
If you don't adjust. If you don't adjust, then that's when you got a problem because you're not. We all got to adjust. Like if it doesn't work, then obviously something went wrong and we have to adjust to get it right. And so if you make the mistake, then but yeah, man, I totally agree with the I don't have any regrets. I don't think you really have any regrets if you really tried your hardest, at it, and you gave it your all.
And I know for a fact there were times in my life where I didn't. Like I really didn't give it my all. And I didn't try the hardest, and I didn't even try. There were times that, like, I think to myself, some of these big YouTubers, and they were just uploading content. This was in like 2006, 7, 8, like when it just started. And like people were telling me to do that. Like, oh, you should play guitar. And I was like, and put it on the internet. And I was like, oh, no, I don't have this, I don't have that. But I did have a phone, and they were budget, but they recorded. And if you look at the quality of 2006, the videos were pretty trash.
Yeah, they're trash.
My regret is that I didn't do it because, like, it was a lot easier to get viral back then because everything was just open. So, opportunities I didn't take, and like opportunities to record with bigger artists, opportunities to like go overseas. Who knows why I didn't take them, but I didn't. And a lot of it was just like, oh no. Who knows? Lack of confidence, I suppose. But yeah, big regrets.
Yeah.
I think the trick though is once you acknowledge that was a big mistake, and to just like, what can I take from that to like make my life better now? But to the young people, especially young kids, like go for it. Don't wait.
Yeah.
Otherwise, otherwise the pandemic's going to happen, and you're stuck in your house all day. Do you know what?
Yeah. Well, it's make the mistake. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. I think that's what is another big thing is that we get this fear into us that if I stuff up, then then it's all over, and I don't have a way out. And it's like, you can always start again. It's always an option is to go back to the start and start again.
Exactly. Or just do something else. But the regret of not trying, it's horrible. And I've been there.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, the opportunities where I should have either invested more, I should have prepared better. That's also into the whole thing of just like not giving my all is also preparation if I haven't prepared myself properly. And I could have, It's
But I think even then though, like the fact that you were still trying to do it was at least something. You might not have been prepared. Do you know what I mean?
well, yeah.
But where in my
like,
case is I just straight up didn't do it. Like, and it wasn't laziness, it was pure fear. It was just like fear of failure, fear of like comfort and safety, like fear. I think rejection's the big one, eh? Like, they're not gonna like me.
Yeah, if they don't like me, then because we all want to be applauded. We all want to be like, yeah, man, you man. We all want our egos to be stroked. It's just like when people come into the music shop that I work in, and like they'll say like, oh, I just want to pick an instrument just for the sake of like learning something as a hobby, and that may be true, but like deep down, I know you really want to be like the person who's able to play a song and everyone's listening to you and everyone applauds you. Like,
bro,
deep down, that's what we all want. Yeah, that's what we all want. Like, I know it's like, it's just that, like you just need to be honest about it. You don't have to always be the guy that's the center of attention, but you want to have your moment of attention.
Yep.
And so, like, that's that's one thing that I thought people always bullshitted when they came in. It was just like, nah, man, I don't want to be famous. It's like, yeah, whatever. Like,
dude, as much as I don't want to be famous, like, that's actually not true. I prefer to be successful, but fame is nice.
Fame is a byproduct of success.
Yeah, fame is pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Feels good when people recognize you. Yeah. But that's
so I said, man, everyone wants to be applauded. Everyone wants to have their ego stroked a bit and just say, yeah, man, you're great. We all want that.
You're great. You're awesome.
Awesome, but, mate. You're awesome.
Oh, bro. It can really inflate your head, but at the same time, it's the fear of, oh, you suck, that will hinder you.
Yeah, from even trying. Yeah.
And so, just try.
Yeah, because when you try, the great thing about it, even if you fail, is that you learn from it, and you learn how to refine it and to get better at it. And I remember this. Well, I get this from people every now and again. It's after they actually see me play live, and they're just like, "Oh man, you're real natural at that." And I'm just like, "Yeah, it's because I played a lot." Like, and again, it's just that trying. I'm just having a crack at it, just a lot. And I would go and hit, like, especially when I first started out, like, I would go and hit every open mic, like, for that week. And I was doing that for, like, at least six months to a year.
Yeah. Okay.
Where I was just, it was pretty much like Tuesday Brass Monkey, I'll do it every now and again, or Court, sometimes both. Wednesday was the Claremont Hotel, the Corrine, and Carnegie's also had an open mic. And then the Thursday, Market City Tavern had one. The Indie Bar had one. Mojo's also had one on Monday. And then, you just hit and you just keep trying. You just keep trying and I'll do these 20-minute sets and stuff, and then you just keep building. But it's just all refining.
Yeah.
It's all practice,
Hard.
And then so now when I'm in a position where somewhat I get paid to do shows and that, and you work the crowd and whatever, it's partly just because I've just practiced a lot, like a lot.
Hard. Hours and hours.
But yeah, that's the thing that people don't see is the hours that you put into it.
Yeah. But that's the reason insecurity happens though, is because you put hours and hours and you're scared. You're scared of, and this is what's for me, like this is a lot of self-reflection I've done over the years since I've moved to Tauranga. Because I used to practice, 4, 5, 6 hours a day. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, for sure.
The bro knows, I used to carry the guitar to school with me every day.
Yeah. And we used to carry them together.
I used to wag school. Shout out to Cameron Hay. Shout out to Mr. Hay.
Shout out Mr. Hay.
Hold on, does he still teach there?
I think he does. I don't know.
Oh no, let's not snitch. Let's not snitch. But anyway, I used to. Let's just say I went to the music room quite a lot to practice. So I did, but like, anyway, the more you fully invest into something, and then like, the harder it is to release things because you like, or to show the world because you're like scared because you're like, I've put in so many hours, and the rejection will feel even greater than someone who just like picked it up yesterday.
Yeah.
And like was trash. You know what I mean, eh? And I kind of envy some people who aren't like super technical on their instruments, but they're releasing tons of content that's doing well. And my theory is because to them, they know that that's their level, and it's like, oh well, you either like it or don't.
Yeah, you either take it or you don't take it.
It's very hard for like someone who spends not too much time, but like a lot of time invested. And you know about this with songwriting and everything else. I love how you say intermediate musician too. I'm like, no, you're not.
I dabble. So shout out to our Tutahi. That's our little joke between us. I dabble.
Technique maybe, but I don't know. Your musicianship's pretty high. But you know, you invest so much time, and then I suppose it feels like a bigger loss when the rejection happens. Yeah. It's like investment, hey? Like money wise. You invest $10 and you lose $10, you're like, that sucks. You invest $1 million and then you lose $1 million, and it's like,
you start to scratch the back of your head a little bit and go like,
Yeah. So it's the same principle.
It's just like a gig that you invest in, and like it just doesn't come off properly, you know, and you end up running at a loss or something like that. Bro. It's pretty gut wrenching. Like it's pretty much it's another one of those punches that just come up at you.
I don't even know if I should see it. Okay, so for the sake of this podcast, there'll be things I delete for both of us, just in case. Because I feel like we should upload this, but there are some bits that I'm thinking now, like maybe I shouldn't. Too deep. It's too deep. But I'll decide if this is too deep, bro. So I know about failed gigs. We still have those, bro. And I'll tell you what, I almost wanted to give up again that day. I was like, stuff this. But you take the good with the bad with the good.
Yeah, that comes with the territory, you know. It's all that learning curve of it, and just understanding how it works, and because not everything is dandy. It's just like what you're saying. What I remember you saying, and this is so true because I've been there. Which is like when you get your dream job, and this is what made it easy for me to walk away from Aussie. Was it's not as cool as what you think it is. Like it's still a job. Like there are still aspects of it that you would hate to do, that you just hate doing. Yeah. Like for me, I hate doing admin. Like I really hate doing admin work. Like it numbs my brain, and I'll like spend hours at the computer just sending off invoices and trying to get to the next gig and trying to organize the logistics of this gig and trying to organize the band and rehearsals and stuff. By the end of that, like I'm just like, you know,
over it, eh?
I'm just like, I just can't be bothered, you know. And then what really grinds you up the wrong way is that like you go and see, like I'd go over and see family or whatever, and then because I'm the music guy, they'll just go like, "Here, man, have a jam." I'm just like, let's not. Like,
please, let's not do that.
I just want to have a cup of tea. Like,
yeah, man. But yeah, I suppose outsiders looking in go, oh, stop being ungrateful. You get it.
Yeah.
And I feel you.
And,
I shouldn't be.
I'm thankful for every gig that I've ever got, every paycheck that I've ever received, and that I still receive. Like, I'm uber thankful for it. But there is a truth to everything, you know. Yeah. And the truth is
there's a bigger truth, eh? Because the truth is these shows are fun, but there's like that whole reality behind it, like the bro.
I remember when I first got into it, and one of the bros who was who like managed who like co-managed his group, he said to me, he goes to me, yeah, man, well, when you get into this, you understand that only really about 20% of it is actual playing. And like
Even less.
he's right. Like
Even less, bro.
He's totally right. Like the actual skill that I have of playing a musical instrument is offset. Yeah, and I barely do it because I'm basically most of the time I'm having to organize stuff more than what I'm actually doing playing.
Yeah.
So, you know.
I think, like, I worked it out too. Like, a concert might be, or gig might be like an hour, 2 hours, 3, whatever. But you're spending 4 hours in the car. And you can't do anything in the car, can you? Like, you're just stuck in the car.
No, you're just stuck in the car. You're just basically just there watching
with
the
4 or
world go
5
by.
people. And, you're all up in each other's grill, and it's super hot or super cold. Yeah. And then, you're just, bro, and it's miserable. And then after, like, if say you get there 2 hours before, so you're just fluffing around for 2 hours, you can't make any music because you obviously can't bring your gears. And if you do, it's like a bit of a burden.
Yep.
So you're sitting around in the hotel or wherever, and then you finish the gig, and they want you to go to the after party. You're just tired.
Yeah.
But it's the best thing to do for like social networking and stuff.
Yep.
But then like you're just tired, and then you've got to deal with the morale of everyone else.
Yep.
And try keep it high.
Yep.
You go to sleep, and then you got to do the same trip back or go to the next gig.
Yeah.
So that's before you even, like, this is the stuff you do when you're not even playing. And then that's like just the travel aspect, because we all know about negotiating.
Yeah.
That's the part I hate the most. It's not admin. I can do admin in my sleep now. It's negotiating. I hate talking to, before the pandemic happened, we were starting to get a manager. And she was killing it, bro. She had heaps of gigs lined up for us.
Shout outs
to Chris.
Shout outs.
She's also an essential worker. Shout outs to her.
Yeah, shout outs to Chris for sure on that.
But like she was getting them ready, and I was like, oh, we were excited as, and then every gig cancelled. But anyway, important thing is, I was like, she was doing that bit for us now. But before then, it was me, and I hated doing it. But these are the things that you have. That's the aspect of music that's not talked about enough, I think, is all the stuff that's not actually music.
Yeah, for sure. But it comes with the package, and you can't not have it as a part of the package. Like it's essential to what you do. I remember this bro who played a show, and this has happened to multiple of them, by the way. And like we were getting paid, and then like I said to him, "All right, bro, I need you to invoice me," and he didn't know how to invoice, and I was like, "Okay, well, this is going to cause a problem." Like. I was like, you got to be prepped, man. Like, I was just like, this is how the pro leagues work. Like, you can't even just on a semi-professional basis, you can't do that. Like, you can't survive like that anyway. It's not every gig is going to be under the table, even though it's not kosher.
But
but they exist. Like,
yeah, but even under the table gigs are like, not that I do any of those. But hypothetically saying that under the gigs, you'd still have to negotiate, and you still have to like, this is how much we charge. I expect this. You expect this.
And sometimes you have to have a baseball bat in one hand,
Yeah. and
have
to protect you from the baseball bat in their hand.
That's right.
Not that I know. This is all hypothetical. Inland Revenue, if you're watching, this is hypothetical.
Hypothetical. This is for the record. It's hypothetical.
It's like imagine if.
The hustle game.
Just speaking from other people's experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
or just learning from things that have happened in life, but we
from
corrected
other
them.
people. Yeah.
Everything's
don't
above
watch.
the table.
Auntie Jacinda, please don't watch. But yeah,
well, they're going to need to pay back that that $15 billion package or whatever that they put together to save us. Well, you saved everyone else. I wasn't one of the ones that you saved. I've been run over by the truck, the train, and I'm drowning.
You and I both have had legit jobs, so we still pay our taxes. Not that I'm just saying, not that we take these type of gigs, that are under that table, but just saying, if we did, you still have to negotiate.
Yep.
So yeah, actually, that's a good conversation, to have, is about musos and just that unwritten kind of
what they don't see behind the curtain, like they only see what's in front of the curtain, And so I like using that analogy. Shout out to Jalen Rose, take a look behind the curtain, because it's true. Like once you have a look behind the curtain, you start to realize it's pretty shitty.
Sucks.
You got to look at a band and like what you do as a muso more as a sports team rather than rather than this artistic craft kind of thing.
Yeah.
But just the way that you strategize what you're doing is it's like a sports team trying to get to a championship.
Yeah.
And like that's kind of like what a band is. It's basically like a basketball team or a rugby team or something like that. And you got to organize it like that.
Yeah.
Because I remember someone else saying to me like, "Oh man, it's like you're a control freak with it." I said, "Not really." I said, "I'm actually pretty liberal, but it's because I treat it like a sports team. You got to have your coach and your captain, and your leadership, and then they lay down the direction and the vision of the group, and then you get your group around you to go towards that vision." And I was like, but then that's when you let them have their time to express themselves.
Yeah.
That's when you go, okay, cool. This is the lane. This is the direction of the lane. Because if you don't have that, it's just chaos. Like everyone's just off everywhere.
Yeah. And I think too, with all that being said, especially with big bands and when they replace a band member, and they're wondering, why are you replacing that member? Like he defined your sound, and I'm like, there's definitely things behind the scenes we're not seeing. Hey, like it could be chemistry, could be all sorts.
Yeah, it could be, it could be that somebody in their personal life has changed their, whatever's going on, and they just can't hang around the group anymore, or blah 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 blah. The difficult thing with changing a band member is that you may be able to get another musician, like say say you have a bass player and he was a really great bass player, and then you got along really well, and then even personally you got on even better. If you replace that, then you could always get another bass player, but that personality and that chemistry, it changes, and it changes the whole vibe.
Changes the dynamic of the band.
Yeah, like it just really changes things. It was like I was watching Toto, and I was watching them play Rosanna. Shout out Toto. And I watched the performance of them back in 2015, and they had David Page, and when he does the little solo at the end, and he's doing his little thing on the piano, and it's like this little jazzy kind of thing. And then you fast forward it to 2018/2019.
Yeah.
And then David Page, he ends up having back problems and stuff, so he's not on tour. He's only on selected shows. But they had their session guy do his part, and it was still great. And he played it like David Page, but the feeling was still not the same. Like you kind of felt like this this kind of not fakeness, but it's kind of like a production line on a factory opposed to something that's handmade. Like you can tell that it was just kind of slapped together, and and there's just certain things about a personal touch to it that changes if you change a band member, and you can never get that back. You can never get that back.
Yeah. No, you're bang on. You're bang on. It really is such a small fraction of time you actually get to play on stage
Yeah,
or record or like the thing that you love doing.
yeah,
And to me, I hate that thing. People say, "Oh, just do what you love, and it'll never work a day." Shut up, because
yeah.
even the thing you love, as aspects of it you do not like.
Yeah, that you hate. It comes pride and parcel
Yeah,
with the job. It's just that
my thing
you might have
is,
been a
yeah, but my thing is, does the thing you love, is it enough for you? Like, do you love it so much that you are willing to do all the bad things or like the things you don't want to do?
yeah, yeah,
Because if you don't, it's a hobby.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's like this is the energy that you need for it.
yeah,
And if you're not passionate about it, then your energy is only going to either get there
yeah,
or to there.
yeah,
But if you're passionate about it, your energy is going to go to there or to here.
yeah,
You know. And,
yeah. It's like I was jamming Tekken with the bro, one of my bros, and I'm pretty decent at Tekken, but not like the best. I'm
yeah,
like, and part of it too is I just don't practice enough. Like that's just being real. It's one of those games where you constantly need to practice because muscle memory and stuff. Because
yeah.
people are freaks on that game. So I do all right.
Unless you're like me and you just pick Eddie and then you just button mash.
Nah, dude, I'll slam that down, dude. I'll slam that down. You got no chance. Anyway, my point is, so he was like, bro,
I'm
you
a button masher on Tekken.
I'll punish that crap, bro. But the point is, he was saying, Far, you could be really good if you just put time and effort into it. Like, and I was like, yeah, but I don't want to because like
Yeah.
not my passion. But that's when that's how I determined Tekken is a hobby for me. Because like I
Yeah.
love it and I'll practice a little bit, but I don't have the same
Desire.
love.
Yeah.
There's like my love for Tekken is not enough for me to love the grind as well.
Yeah.
Of laughing in the like I'll do it for a little bit, but yeah, but my love for music is enough to where like I'll sit here and I remember when I first bought my Mac and like relearned Logic Pro because they had changed so much from when I first used it.
Yeah.
And I spent 6 months. I was doing isolation before this happened. It was 6 months in my house. I was living alone at the time, and I was just watching YouTube tutorial after tutorial, like purchasing like plugins, like just practicing hard just to get a little bit better. And I think about it, and I was like, would I do it again? Yeah. Did I enjoy it? No, but I'd still would because the result to me, the love for like, I had this desire to want to produce music. So I would do it. But I'm not going to do the same for Tekken or other things. You know what I mean? So I think, people should.
Well, let me ask you this thing. So then why do you think that you have that passion? What is it that you see in it that makes it worth it?
Man, that's a good question because I've struggled to answer that, to be honest. It's one of those things where like I don't even know why I love music anymore. I just do. Like I've been doing it for so long that it's almost like, I don't know, why do you like going outside? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it feels cool. It's a bit of fresh air. Like there's no real reason. You just like going outside. But I don't know. I just love music. And there's times where I've hated it. And I was like, it's the bane of my existence. But I suppose it's like going outside. There's times you'd rather not go outside.
Yeah.
But ultimately, you want to go outside. So, you know what I mean, eh?
Yeah.
So,
It's that you can't always play, but you can't always have a day off either.
Yeah.
Have a nice middle ground.
Because I told you.
That's what I hated about like when I'd go over to see people and that, and then because I'm the music guy, just like, oh yeah, man, let's have a jam, and I'm like, no, not really.
Yeah, like, but that doesn't mean you don't like music. You just don't want to play it right now.
right now, and it's like and it's also like sometimes I'll just sit there, just like I do like other things, like
Exactly. That's why when people say, "Oh, you play Tekken," like that's so random, and I'm like, "Yeah, well, I love playing Tekken," but I think that's the importance of prioritizing your hobbies and like what's a hobby, what's a passion, and like having those things in balance. But yeah, I honestly don't know why I love music. I know I feel good when I play music, or I think it's the high though. Like thinking about it now, the high of playing music and performing it and like doing it,
the reaction,
getting not just the reaction, but when you're in that state of flow.
Yep.
Oh, and it's just like whether I'm in production or whether I'm on stage or in the studio.
Or is it also the thing of like kind of like that superhero outfit, like that feeling of invincibility kind of thing?
Yeah, because
I think that's partly the addiction for me, is that when I play music, I feel like that I can do anything.
Bro, that's cool. I get you.
Like I can say something and be unapologetic about it. Like that's me, and that's, and like I don't actually have to explain it just because the music explains it for me.
Bro, yeah, I feel you. And that's like an aspect of music. Like there's a lot of things about music I like, but when I try to sum it up about why I love music, like the why, I don't even, I just don't know. But not in a like, I haven't thought about it. It's just like, I don't know. Do you like breathing? Like, like, you know what I mean?
It's pretty essential.
Yeah, exactly. It's no longer like this thing I like anymore. It's actually become a thing that's essential to me.
That is essential, and it's like a way of life. It's something that that is isn't something that I do, but it's something that I am.
Yeah, it's become who I am, whether I get paid for it or not.
Because when I came back from Oz, and then like people expected me to just jump straight back into music, and like I just was like, nah, I want to have a little bit of a break. And like I'm like, what? And it was just like it's kind of hard to explain, but you and because like I would tell like I'll tell them like, you kind of freaked out because you think that I was totally going to like totally drop music completely, and I was like, that's not what I was saying. I was just saying I just don't want to do it as a job for now. Like and I was like, there's a difference in that, and it was like music's always going to be a part of me. It's part of what I do. Like it's just how I sometimes function as a human. And it's just,
that's it. That's how I function. Like sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't like it. But even when I don't like it, I feel like I still need to do it because it's just how I work. Like I can't imagine not doing that.
Yeah, it's like if I'm not, eating, sleeping, or working, or earning some kind of paycheck some way, sometimes it's through music. If I'm not doing any of those three things, then there's only there's only like 2 or 3 other things that I'm doing.
Yeah.
And majority of that time, it will be music. The other thing would be, and this is just passion. Like I'm not talking about just because family stuff also has to come into it, and all the other stuff. But I'm just talking about just stuff that you do as kind of like a release in that. Music is one for me. Walking now, because I can't really play basketball anymore. There's an age where you get to, and you just realize that, man, just go sit down.
Get off the court, huh? You're a great locker room dude.
You're really
stay
good.
in the locker room.
So then, like so I've really just given up on basketball. I like to get out there and have a little bit of a play, but kind of like the Tekken thing, I just know this isn't really gonna eventuate to anything.
No, it's
besides
not.
Just the.
You might even get really good at something else. Like there was you might get good at, I don't know, just anything. But that like phasing. It's just not a phasing. That's not even a word. It is a word. It's not the word I wanted. It's just something. It's a phase. That's it. Well, it's not even a phase. It's just something that you do. It's almost like you're trying to take a break from the main thing, so you can refuel, so you can attack the main thing more. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Because
also to stimulate other parts of your brain.
Yeah, that's what I say. Because I've replaced basketball with walking and just going into the bush and just going on hikes and stuff. But then you need it to balance everything else, because you can't always be playing and you can't always have a day off.
Exactly.
Because so you got to get that middle ground, and part of that middle ground is just having a break and just having a breakaway. Like yesterday, I had a break. Like I had a break from playing, and then it's kind of weird because you kind of when I have a break. Now, I'm not saying, you're supposed to say you don't always have a day off, but when I have a bit of a break, when I come back, I feel like that I'm playing better than what I was at the end of the last time I was playing.
Yeah, I feel you.
Fatigue,
I feel you on that.
It's like a fatigue thing that it does happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, fatigue though. Fatigue is a real thing in music. It does happen. So for all you non-musical people out there, it does happen to musicians where you get fatigue.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, and I don't mean just like physically tired. Like, I'm not talking about that. It's just there's a fatigue factor where you just have enough. It's like if you just went out and try to run for as long as you can, eventually you're going to get tired and stop.
Yeah.
Same thing happens with anything.
Like I remember one time we had done a pretty long stretch of gigs. And then I went home and I went to like a pub just to watch a group, and just to have a feed, have a good time, listen to some music. That's the other thing too, being a consumer of music and being a maker of music. You also need a break.
Two different things.
Different things. They're both related, but they're two different things. As a musician on both. So sometimes having a break from music is just listening to music for the sake of listening. So I was doing that, but the group knew me and they were like, "Oh, come over, sing, bro." And I was like, "Be honest, bro. I don't want to." Don't be, because they almost got offended, but I had to explain it. Like, I'm just tired, bro. Like, like, but you don't look tired, and I'm like, no. I just want to watch and just listen to music. Like, I'll go to concerts just to listen. You know what I mean? Like, to not think about it, just to go and
just to go and enjoy it. Like, I've gone to shows with people, and I'll never go to shows with them again just because they scolded me for basically trying to listen to music through their ears, and like they don't understand that I can't hear music like you do. Like, I just can't.
It's annoying. It's actually a burden sometimes.
Yeah, like I can't switch that side. It's very hard to switch off.
Yeah.
It's extremely hard to switch off and just to listen. And like and then it makes it even worse. Like when I get people and then they say to me like, "Oh, so what do you think?" Because you're the muso guy.
And I'm like, I'm not trying to judge you. I just want to listen. Yeah. like how every regular people listen. I just want to go to a concert, and that's why I think some people and they. I love them all. And they're like, how can you just go to a concert alone? And because they're going for like the social aspects of concerts and stuff. And I get that. That's fun. I don't care about that. Like, I do. But to me, the music itself and just like not having to think about the music for a bit and just listening, it's very hard to do. But I try to do that. I try to do that often.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean, though.
Like, yeah, for sure. Because I hate when people ask, especially with their own stuff, and like
bro, check my file mixtape.
Like when they want me to check it out and they want me to give my opinion on it and stuff like that, and it makes it hard. Like, especially when they're making a song that's just personal, and like when they give me stuff like that, I'll ask them straight out, like afterwards. So I'll just be like, well, what's the purpose of this? Like, why did you create this song? Is it because you want others to hear it and you want it to be on like something that maybe sold or whatever? Or is it that, or is it just something personal to you that's going on inside your life, you know?
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. And depending on the answer will depend on what kind of response I'll give them.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that I'm going to bullshit them. What I'm talking about is that if they're saying like, oh, it's just for something that's personal from me,
yeah,
and it's just something to me, then I will always tell them it doesn't matter what I think. Yeah. Like, because it's something that you've just done for yourself. It's not anything that is for public domain for us to kind of go like, oh, well, this is what I think of your music, and you know, you should be blah 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 like this, because that's not what the intended purpose is for this. Where if you were to then say, no, I actually want to charge people to listen to this and whatever, well, then I'll actually give you some kind of honest
feedback.
Some honest feedback. And if it's good, I'll tell you it's good. Like, you know, I won't sugarcoat anything or anything like that. I'll just go, nah, I mean, this is really good. It's vibing. You know, it's got some really good things here. You know, but again, like, it's subjective. So it's just like, I don't even feel right. Like when people ask me for my thoughts, like I'll give them my thoughts, but I don't even feel like it's justified, you know?
Nah. Yeah. That's why I hate shows like American Idol.
Yeah, for sure.
Just
and like, even with, okay, this is another can of this is another rabbit hole. I have a thing against this, and I don't give a damn what anyone thinks of me. Caught it on my bro. I've caught it on. But those shows are partly criminal. I honestly believe it. Now, hear me out.
Nah, I believe you.
I'm not saying that they're not talented. They are talented. Everyone is talented. If you can sing on American Idol, most of the time, yes. But then they have those odd ones that get on, and you know, and the producers know these guys are only there to bump up ratings. They're not there to win the competition. They're there to bump up the ratings because they're so terrible that it's laughable, you know. And that's what I mean by it's criminal, because you're building these people up and like you're feeding them. Yeah. You're feeding them this whole thing of, man, you're great. You're gonna be awesome. You're gonna be the thing, and then you just smash them down. You know, when it, you know, and that's not good on this for some of those people. So, you know, that's why I'm just calling you out on that. That's the first thing. The second thing is the ones who are good, but there's only one prize, and then they say like, oh, like I remember there was this one episode that I happened to catch a glimpse of, and they had the two worst singers go at it, or the worst singers, so the ones that weren't up on the, you know, and they didn't get enough votes, which again, that's the other thing. It's based on popularity, not on actual talent. So, you know, so they had the two worst singers go at it, and then they voted one of them off. And then the next one, they had the two best singers go at it. So the two best ones. And then when they came to like the judging part of it, the judge said to them, oh, well, we've only got one spot for one of you guys. I'm sitting on my couch literally going, well, why don't you just kick both of the worst singers off and then just give those two the spots? Like,
idiots, eh? They create drama and stuff. You know, and the other thing is too, there's been like, there's a video essay about this on YouTube about like the people who are probably going to be stars, like, you know, put together, they've put in the years, they've got an image. You know, I'm talking about the pop world here, right? Because you do need an image. They've got an image, they've got a bit of talent. Yeah,
a story. That's the biggest thing that you need, is a story.
But on the show, so those are the ones that end up being the stars. The ones who win the show are the ones that are like, here's little Juani, and he's suffered from dyslexia, and he's also in a wheelchair, and also his parents have left him for being an orphan, and he's got cancer, and he's dying tomorrow. Like,
okay, no one can say anything to Tej about that. If you don't know already, then you don't know. Like, no one can say anything about what he just said right
Don't tell them why. Don't tell them why. But trust me, I know this. And this is why I've personally have never entered the contest.
This is why I love you. Like, this is beyond the music. This is why I love you as a friend, just because I'm just like, oh man, you just crack up with it.
I can just, I got the pass. I got all kinds of passes going on. But for real, it's no longer about talent, or it's more about who can create the most feel good story
out of it. Yeah.
Yep.
And like, again, I'm not hating. I'm not hating on the guy, but the dude who sang Imagine, and like it went viral. Now, okay, now that's what I said. I'm not hating. The guy's okay. He's not bad. He's okay. But would you listen to him if he didn't have all those problems?
No.
And then that's what I mean by
be honest.
This is bogus.
It's not because he's bad.
Bogus.
It's because we have to be real. In the pop world, you need an image. Let's take Susan Boyle. Have you heard from her?
No, I haven't actually.
Point proven. Okay, she was a great story for Britain's Got Talent, or whatever it was. Was it X Factor? One of those shows. She, caused a media stir, all of that good stuff. But ultimately, to be like an actual pop star, you need to fit a particular image. And what I hate about these shows is they're lying to people, saying you can be the next American Idol. No, you can't. Yep. You don't fit the image. And that's why the people who are coming, the ones that are actually meant to be pop stars, don't win. But they should be winning. Yep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the ones who've got it all together. Like, it's very rare that the actual winner is also a good pop artist.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, see, there were some of my mates who've entered this. They've entered this and they've done pretty well. But then they get to a certain stage, and I'm pretty sure and they bail.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you probably know what stage that is at, and that's before the TV rounds kick in.
Oh, I know the stage. So I had a shout out. Just to say, someone I've performed with, and she was on New Zealand Idol, the first one.
Right.
And same story. Dropped out for the same reason. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So.
And like it happened, and these guys, these guys are friends of mine, so they're legit. Like, they are legit people that are legit
she
at
is
what
too.
they do.
She's one of the best singers I know.
And it's just like, if they're bailing, then obviously I know from inside that, well, these guys aren't really the best singers that this place has got to offer. These guys are just the guys that they just fit the mold that.
They don't even fit the mold of being a pop star, because that's what it is. It's a pop competition. They fit the model of TV ratings.
Yeah, and then I don't want to. I don't want to upset. I don't want to upset people, but there was, it's just like when I've seen people on there and they're singing in their work uniform.
Yeah. I get what you mean. It's the he's relatable.
It's like, dude, the dude would be able to sing if he wore a normal shirt. Like,
don't get me wrong. People do that, and it's more of this fact that they're trying to sell that person can be a top 40 artist.
Yeah,
because we both know talent is only a part of being top 40.
Yeah, for sure.
And if they're just selling lies. The other thing I don't like about these talent shows is we used the sports analogy before to talk about like chemistry and stuff, but where sports and music differ is it's not a competition. There's no there's no points for this. You know what I mean?
And like, you don't find out in real time, like, who is the winner. Yeah, like the winner kind of thing. What is the winner? Because unlike sports, with sports you kind of go out there and you play like in real time.
Like there's a score, and you got to beat the other person.
And then before the time runs out, and then when the time runs out, whoever has the best score or whatever, they win the game. Exactly. Where with music, you're creating your stuff for like months, sometimes
Yeah.
years, and then you release it, or then you set this plan to release it, and then that plan, the release date probably won't happen for at least another few months. And then, once that you get to that, then you still don't know whether people have liked it because it's got to get around. And then once that it gets around, so, it's so you don't really find out like straight away.
Yeah. It's not even that, like it's that, but it's also like this whole, when you release something, you're not releasing it to win the most points or like to get the judge's approval. It's an expression of,
it's an expression of who you are, what you're
do you
feeling in this moment.
Yeah. And that's why I've worked hard on this. And if people appreciate it, that's cool.
Yeah, for sure.
But they turned it into a competition, and it isn't.
Yeah, into like, who is the best singer and who can trill? Because of people, it's like
and it's led to this competitive singing, and it's a bad trend, and Māori singers are the worst for it, where everybody's trying to out-trill each other. Everyone's trying to outrun each other. Everyone's trying to out-vibrato each other. Like, when did this become a competition? Like, nobody cares. Just do music that you like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because I remember Billie Eilish.
Oh, she's cool, man.
Yeah, dude, she's wicked. And for someone so young, she's got a real, like, old head on her shoulders she's kind of wicked. Thing. Like, she's got some really cool perspectives if you take the time to actually
do the research.
Deep, delve deep into her music and like who she is as a person, and that it's freaking she's freaking quite a unique individual. But I remember her saying about singing and that people will kind of go like, oh well, you can't sing like Beyonce, and she goes, I know I can't sing like Beyonce. I don't try to sing like Beyonce.
Exactly.
But it doesn't mean that she can't sing. It just means that she sings differently,
And isn't like, you never hear that in the art world. Oh, you can't draw like Picasso.
Yeah.
Huh? Well, who cares? Like,
yeah.
And you know what I love about photography is it's ended the stupid argument about, oh no, their drawings are more realistic. And I'll go, well, guess what? A photo is way more realistic. Like, you know what I mean? Like, who cares?
Yeah, you can't.
It's become
you
about
can't get
the
any
art.
more real than a photo.
Yeah. The only thing more realer than a photo is the thing itself. You know what I mean? But
hey, I will say this about photography though. Sometimes a photo doesn't do it justice.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I mean. The only thing more real than the photo is itself. But my point is, nobody does that in any other like creative field, or maybe they do. I shouldn't speak for other creative fields, but in music we have this idea like, oh, they don't sing like that, so they're not good. Oh. Does it connect with you? Yes, no.
Which is what really the main aim is for all art, not only just music, but just art, is the connection and the way it influences. And if it doesn't, your whatever, your life. Yeah. If it like doesn't connect or whatever. Yeah, if it doesn't connect with you, then that doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it doesn't connect with you. Yeah. Like, and that's where you get those people who will like what you do or don't like what you do. That's okay. I actually don't mind. There's people who genuinely don't like what I do with TJ and Hoodie. And that's okay. Haters, I hate haters. Haters are different. Haters intentionally go after you. Yep. Like when people say, oh, yeah, your music's all right. It's not my cup of tea though. I love that because I'm like, oh, cool. Because there's 7 billion people in this world. And I don't have to impress every single one of them. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's enough people to get an audience. And Billie Eilish has mastered that. And she's like, you know what? This is who I am. And these are my stories. She's changing the game. She's changing the game not with complexity, not with how good she sings, but just with being freaking real. Yep. To herself. Yep. And it's not necessarily music I listen to. Like, I don't listen to all her songs. Some of them I think, it's not my cup of tea. But that's
exactly what I mean about not liking or liking.
Yeah.
I love that type of dislike. It's a genuine, like, I didn't connect with that. But
Yeah.
I can see how that connects with people because she's very authentic.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like, like there's plenty of bands out there that I'm pretty sure everyone knows that, or people know that, like, you like this song and that song of theirs, but you don't like the others.
No, it's all right.
You're not gonna.
It's okay to do that, but it's not a competition.
I've got albums that I listen to, but there are some songs where I'm like, nah, I'm gonna skip that one.
Yeah,
like, I don't have to listen to that. And there's even fewer albums which I've gone like from start to finish. That's freaking wicked, and I could listen to the whole album. Like,
it's very rare. Eh?
Yeah,
it's very rare. Even from some of my favorite artists, there's I just skip.
Yeah.
Talking about Satriani, even some of his stuff, I'm like, skip.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I don't like him. He's obviously my biggest influence. So that's what I mean about you connect, you don't connect. And then on the creator side, that's all you need to worry about is, like, as long as they understood my message. And if they didn't connect to that, that's okay. But they got it.
Yeah.
But these idol shows and these talent shows have taken that aspect of music away.
Yep.
And it's just a competition. Who can out Beyonce?
Yeah. Yeah. It's criminal to me. And then, like, the most criminal part of it is that that can happen, and it's happened to quite a few of the winners now, is the person who wins is someone that wasn't ready. And when you've been inside the game, like, you understand when someone's ready to take on some of the bigger things. Like, you just see it in their kind of their approach and the way that they've got things. They've kind of got it all together, and blah 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 blah. It doesn't mean that everyone's perfect, and I'm not saying that, but because of how volatile the game is, like, it's just got uber highs and uber lows. Like, this pandemic is like a great example of it. Like, we had gigs lined up, and they were lined up, and then all of a sudden, just like that, boom, they were gone. No more, none, nothing. Like, it's
zero,
all dry.
Nada, blink. My bank account told me.
Yeah. So, you go from this unreal high to this all of a sudden this bang. We're right down at the bottom of the barrel again, and we're just like, okay, we're all looking at each other as we're sitting rock bottom. Say, what the hell happened?
Oh, gosh.
And, like, some of the winners, they ain't ready for that. Like, they think that, I won, and now everything's just going to be rosy, and it's just going to be on the way up. Another great thing was one of my mates who got signed. They got signed by a major label signed them, which is freaking difficult. It's not easy to get there.
That's not easy.
And they went crazy. They literally went crazy. They went to go celebrate and just yada yada yada. I asked him about this. Like, I said to him, so how did that feel? And he was like, it was freaking a weird feeling, because I felt like, I blew, like, he said he blew like freaking $3,000 in one night. And, like, he goes, but that's all right. Like, that money's going to come back. And they got dropped. That stuff happens.
The nature of the game.
Yeah. And, like, and you hear it, like, from the guys who make it, that the ones who make it, that's an even smaller percentage. But for these winners of these idol shows, they don't get that. Like, they haven't been on the grassroots level and then, making their way through and slowly crawling up the hillside and it's not back down.
Yeah. It's not saying that people have to take it slow, but it's like they haven't been through the process of, it's like going from, it's like going from, let's play a bit of touch rugby at the back to playing for the All Blacks. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, legit. Like, you're taking on, you're versing your uncle and your cousin in the backyard, and then all of a sudden you're playing against the All Blacks.
McCall's over there.
Yeah.
But you didn't even play for your club. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you didn't even pay for your club and then your school, and like, there's steps to this. Like,
Yeah. And you're getting smashed over by Sam Whitelock or Brody Retallick, and like,
and you're like,
that's legit,
but
like,
I scored
monsters.
40 points. But I scored 4 tries on my uncle. Like, this should be easy. Like, nah, cuz that's not how it works.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not running away from Bowden Barrett or Nani
Nah,
Lamalpe.
nah. Right, and
Or when
these judges are like, they lure them into a false sense of security.
yeah, false sense of security, a false sense of hope, and then it's a real cruel. Like when you see a drop and it all fall out, and there's only maybe 3 guys that I can think of that won and have actually made something of themselves.
Stan Walker's one.
Stan Walker, Kelly
But
Clarkson.
let's look at his first album. He couldn't do really anything much after that because of the record deal. Had him locked down to do only certain things. So,
and that's another thing that you have to weigh up with what you're doing.
And I would say the success he has now has nothing to do with that idol show. Like that's him going through working hard.
Yeah. And shout out to Sam Walker. I mean, he's freaking wicked.
He's a beast.
Singer.
But I think that idol shows, it gave him a boost, but I don't think that's the reason why he's famous anymore. So
yeah. Oh yeah, no, that put him on a platform that he's kind of etched out his own thing now.
It's a rarity, and I wouldn't say he's a top 40 artist in the mainstream.
No, I wouldn't say that either. Not with the songs that he's been releasing.
Considering what those Aussie idol shows, or those idol shows in general, they're trying to produce mainstream artists.
Yep.
So he's carved a niche. I would say even that wasn't as great as a success as it should have been. So
yeah.
Those idol shows, man.
Yeah, like, and I'm not saying that as like a begrudged musician or anything like that.
No.
I'm just saying that just from a realist of like I'm inside this game. I understand the cruelty of this game, and it's really cruel. Like it's not.
No, it's harsh.
It's not for it's ruthless. Like it's really ruthless, and it's not for guys who don't like unstable things. Like,
bro, if you like stability, the music industry is not for you.
This is not the game you want to be playing.
It's feast or famine. There's no in between. One day you're like, I got everything. I cannot complain. I cannot. And then the next day,
Friday.
And then the next day you're like, Mum, can I have a loan?
You got a lazy 20 huck.
Got a 20 huck, Mum. I'm hungry. Straight up, G. That's honestly the music. To say this is so true.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like you totally. You're either like I love what the bro said to me once, which was, we played a really good show and it was banging. Like it was banging, and like it was like, oh yeah, freaking. We're on and it's all good. Next day, fucking, we're in a freaking distribution warehouse, freaking shoveling boxes around.
I remember I know Whitehall was not much of a town, but we packed this place out. It was mean, and crowd was popping off. And then I was come back to Monday, and I was back in the office. Hold on. Anyway, bro, it's raining and I need to get my clothes off the line. So
it's getting darker and darker. I don't know if you can see that. The light in my room is just slowly got down.
That was a good podcast. I think we should. I think it was just not worrying about the time. It was good.
Yeah, just basically just having a wag.
We had a good talk about music. Actually, I thought that was more therapeutic than podcast. But
we'll have a listen back on it and we'll see what.
We'll edit some bits out. Come back. To everyone watching, thank you, all 2 of you, TJ and Trojan.
Infection 19.
I'm going to cut parts out. Fiction
Yeah,
19.
there were parts that were a little bit too deep.
So we're going to cut that bit out. But, church, peace out.